But your hips still work, right? The hips don't lie.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this wonderful, wonderful evening. I know some of you came prepared with your bedding and your pillow, and you were like, oh, I'm getting ready to really go in. We're still going to do that, but in a different form tonight. It's very exciting what Toby and Catherine are bringing. So they've asked me to step into a little different thing, and instead of you divine lights just sitting there, we're going to kick this thing off with some real pumping energy. So let's see here. Like a fool, I went and stayed too long. Now I'm back for wondering if it's strong. Ooh, baby, here I am, trying to deliver. Oh, yeah, sing it out. Hey. Then the time you went and said goodbye. Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, trying to deliver. And with that, let's bring up Toby and Catherine.
Wow, what an act to follow.
I know. Talk about bringing in frequency and energy and vibration.
Which is everything we're talking about tonight. This is called Raise Your Vibration.
Yeah.
So, beautiful. Well, for those of you who don't know, if this is the first time that you've been here, we are at Universal Spirit Center, and that was the amazing Miss Gina Walker.
Can we please give it up for her?
She is the music director, and she does so much more than that. She does all the things behind the scenes, and it is because of Gino that we are here tonight in this evening that she created called Awakening Wednesday, which was originally created to bring different faces of spirituality to this community, because Universal Spirit Center is a very open, expansive community, spiritual community. So thank you to Gino and to USC for having us. And
Totally.
whew, I'm out of breath from dancing, sorry. We are Toby and Catherine, and we are Magically You events. So if you want to pull up, we're going to start our little, we have a slideshow presentation for you, a little
Because it'll keep me
PowerPoint.
focused.
Yeah.
Toby says, we're on to the next slide. Stop talking.
Yeah. So we are Magically You events, and we created that name because we want everybody to know that you all have magic within you, that everybody has their own magic within, that you are master creators of your creation, and that you all can channel, which is something that we will be talking about later this evening.
And there's a second reason why we call it Magically You. I'm Catherine, by the way, and I have been channeling, but very privately, since I was 7. I followed my older brothers across the street and was hit by a diesel truck when I was 7 and was in a coma, and I had a near-death experience. And I went underground, and I considered myself weird. I had older brothers who would confirm that. And I told a couple of people about channeling and my various experiences and all the dimensions, and they kind of ridiculed me. So I went underground and stayed that way. My husband and I had some amazing experiences. He's my 4th marriage. That's why I go by Catherine Ann, because I have 4 last names, so I just chose my middle name, Catherine Ann. But the reason that we've called this Magically You is when I met this beautiful lady, we were at a party, and yes, there was a little bit of happiness going around, if you catch my drift. And I looked at her and I said, "Did you know I can channel?" And she looked at me and said, "What?" And the look on her face changed my life, because she rerouted it for me. No longer was I weird. No longer was I the one on the outside looking in. She labeled it, I was magical. So that's why we call our company Magically You Events.
Thank you so much, and ditto. So my name is Toby Geis, and we are here tonight because of this union, because of our amazing friendship. And so we're going to tell you a little bit more about us, and then we're going to launch into the content today. So I am a spiritual coach and energy healer, a breathwork practitioner. We're going to do a little bit of breathwork tonight. I am fascinated with the study of the subconscious mind, because that is where all of our blocks live, but that's also where all of the solutions live. And as we get into the topics a little bit later tonight, this is the place where we can really start to change our lives, is through the subconscious mind. And so I got into all of this because in my younger years, and through a big chunk of my life, I struggled with an eating disorder. And it was such a big focus on my life, and then I came to this really beautiful spiritual awakening. And when I experienced that awakening and that healing, I realized that it was so important to me to share with others the healing that I had experienced in whatever way that I could. And that launched me into Reiki and breathwork and neurolinguistic programming and hypnotherapy. And then meeting this woman about 2 years ago, my spiritual gifts, my spiritual understanding have skyrocketed. My growth, my evolution, everything has catapulted. Like, I think I've grown 10 years in the past 2.
Yay.
So we're here tonight because of this woman and because of this union. So thank you.
And because of the council. So
Yeah.
I channeled the council. They're friends of mine that have been with me since I was 7. They helped me through that first accident. They actually talked to Toby and got the name of council. So Toby's actually the one that named them. And we'll be talking about them throughout the night. So as we refer to council, we're talking about my spiritual guides and the people that I've been channeling and talking to for the past 50 years. Yes, I'm 57.
All right. So one more thing that I want to say a little bit about your history, if we could. So
Sure.
Catherine kind of glossed over this part a little bit, but so do you want to talk a little bit about the 369, which is Tesla's magic numbers. So Catherine has had 9 accidents, 6 concussions, and died 3 times. And through each of those accidents came back with more and more pronounced spiritual gifts that really allowed her to be in multiple dimensions at the same time, where there is no veil. And so she has gathered all of these really beautiful spiritual gifts that she's taught me and many others, and that's why we're here sharing that with you tonight.
And also, we're very passionate about 3D to 5D. We've been learning. The council has been talking to us in great length about this. They've been dispelling some of my previous beliefs that I had as they educate us. So we will talk about the 9 dimensions and some exciting stuff there. And also, I do want to talk about that there's another world unseen that's always available to us. Always, always. And when you're aware of that, the first thing you do is you just expand. You expand the what ifs. My husband, when I first met him, did not believe in anything psychic or spiritual, much less anybody that can channel. And that's how we met and fell in love. Isn't that interesting? And he's actually experienced me channeling many times and has shifted. In fact, when we were doing this, I said, I don't know if I can channel in front of people and it's going to be recorded. And he looked right at me and said, sweetheart, you're a channeler. You can do that. So awareness is really, really important.
Yeah, beautiful.
All right, so we're going to talk about two things, breath work and 3D to 5D. And then, of course, we'll end the night with channeling so you all can meet the council. Does that sound like a good plan? Awesome. Now, I do want you to have some questions, please. The council does not tell the future, and they do not give absolutes. So I would say, should I go to Phoenix? Will this be a good trip? They wouldn't answer that. They would say, what are you hoping to gain at Phoenix?
Yeah.
What is it that you want to experience? So it's more of a dialogue.
Because we have free will, they cannot tell our futures. So we are the master creators. We actually create all those things for ourselves.
Beautiful. So we're going to start out with one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla. And Toby, would you mind reading that quote for us?
If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration.
Energy, frequency, and vibration. These are words you're going to hear several times throughout the night because they're passion items for both Toby and I. We have learned so much about frequency, vibration. Be responsible for the energy that you bring. Be responsible for the smile you did or did not get to give to the person next to you. Be responsible how you respond to somebody else. And when you're doing so, you move up the ladders of dimensions. Even though you stay right here in the 3D, but you move up with energy, frequency, and vibration.
Yeah.
Nikola Tesla had a contemporary who was also one of my favorites. He was very different. He did win the Nobel Peace Prize, and that is Albert Einstein.
So everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics.
So this is really exciting to me because Albert Einstein introduced quantum physics. And I was preparing for tonight. I always love it when the council gives us information, but then I don't stop there because I'm a smart girl. I know that they're not only talking to me. They're talking to a lot of other channelers on the planet right now as we're awakening and going from 3D to 5D and beyond, as you'll find out later on. And the council said, you know, if you continue to research, you'll find some stuff that will back up what you're talking about. Because I haven't found anybody else that understands the 9 dimensions the way that we're going to teach you tonight about them. And this morning, I've been researching and researching, and I found this beautiful article. First of all, I want to tell you about a quote that Einstein said. Now, we know that Tesla and Einstein were contemporaries, right? They did have totally different views about the theory of relativity. And I was a little nervous because a lot of what I think is lines up with Tesla and his ability to the world unseen. And, you know, some people thought he could see aliens and things like that. And they say that he died penniless and alone. I personally don't agree with that, but that's what's put out there. So there is this beautiful quote that when Einstein got the Nobel Peace Prize, a reporter turned to him and said, Mr. Einstein, how does it feel to be the most intelligent man in the world? And he turned and said, I don't know. Ask Nikola Tesla. So these two beautiful men that had contemporaries, but they did agree on one thing, didn't they? Frequency and energy and vibration. So 50 years ago, mathematicians in Aspen, Colorado came up with string theory. They also won the Nobel Peace Prize for that. And what they did with string theory is proved that there are indeed 10 dimensions mathematically possible. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. So we're going to jump to the dimensions in just a moment. But before that, we want to share with you a little bit about how we can shift our frequency. What does frequency and vibration mean in our lives?
Personally, yeah.
Personally. And that totally aligns with how we live in the different dimensions. So our thoughts have energy and our emotions have energy. Our thoughts send energy out, our emotions pull energy into us, which creates an electromagnetic field around us. So have you ever had a bad day and then bad things keep happening over and over again? It's like, oh my God, I can't catch a break. What's going on here? that is because we are in a frequency and a vibration, and we have this field around us that is, we're a magnet. It's attracting things to us with our thoughts and our energy. Same thing if you're having a good day and things are just keep getting better and better and better, right? So we are responsible for the energy that we bring. So I want to talk about the belief action cycle, because all of us enact this in our day-to-day lives, whether we know we do or not. Every single human being does this, because this is how we operate.
And this is also positive, higher frequency energy and lower frequent energy. So it's not a respecter of persons.
Right.
It's universal. So you are responsible for what you build and the frequency that you co-create in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And it all starts with beliefs. So we have a core belief, and then the belief then informs the thought. And then the thought then, we have emotions based on our thoughts. And then based on our thoughts and our emotions and our beliefs, then we go out and we take action in the world, and then we get the results, which is, what our lives look like, what the circumstances are in our lives. So I'll give you a couple of ways, both in a lower vibration and higher vibration, about how this plays out. So a belief. So say I have a belief that I am unlovable, right? And then I'm gonna have thoughts that confirm that I'm unlovable. And I'm gonna have emotions, lower vibrational emotions that confirm that. And so thoughts and emotions have energy and they have power. Remember that field. So therefore I'm gonna attract people and situations to me that reconfirm that belief. So if I believe I'm unlovable, maybe I get in relationships again and again where I'm cheated on, or I'm in abusive relationships, or things don't go so well. And then, see, I knew I was unlovable, right? And then that creates my reality, and that we get stuck in these cycles, we get stuck in these loops. Well, how do we change those loops? We change the belief. The core is the belief. So if I believe I'm lovable, I'm worthy, I'm powerful, I'm beautiful, then I'm going to have more positive thoughts. Then I'm going to have more positive, high vibrational emotions, and I'm going to pull positive people to me who reflect back to me my beauty and my power, right? So this is why we are responsible for the energy that we bring, because we are the master creators, and it all happens right here in our minds.
So just by show of hands, how many here believe that you can shift your energy like that?
Awesome.
I am in the right room
Awesome.
with the right crowd.
Beautiful.
Love it, love it.
Love it.
All right, now it's time to talk about the 9 dimensions. And this is a little tricky. I know that this might be some new information for some of you, but go with it. But I do want you to do one thing, and I want you to connect your heart. Your heart is going to tell you if this resonates for you. So this is what we have received, and I'm so excited to share it to you. For the first time, we just practiced it today. We're going to talk about the 9 dimensions. The first dimension is a dimension of unity. It's oneness. Some call it source energy. It's a single point, first dimension. The second dimension is dimension of duality and polarity. It has right, wrong, left, right, up, down. 2 points, right? The third dimension is the one we're all in right now, and it has 3 points to it, right? Height, width, depth. In the third dimension, that is where you experience and you are the creator. Once you get this, you understand this, that you must be in the third dimension to be a creator. You create the life you want. The fourth dimension is a dimension of frequency and process. In the fourth dimension, history cycles round and round. If you think that we are the most sophisticated civilization that's been on the planet, you are indeed in the third dimension. If you understand that there was Atlantis and the Lemurians before us, and that pyramids were built in Egypt, and we still don't know why or how they were built. We have ideas, but we don't know. Now that they're doing mapping in the rainforest, we're finding out there's pyramids all around us in North America. We clearly don't know our potential, do we?
Right. Right.
So that would be the 5D. The 4D is frequency and process. Once you understand that the process repeats itself, now we're into 5D. And 5D is awareness and understanding. When you understand that you can control your frequencies simply with the snap of a finger. Someone gives you a bad day, you don't have to take that energy. You can send it lovingly back to them and create your own. I have an example of this. We're shutting down our warehouse, one of our warehouses, and we're turning one of our companies into a nonprofit to help domestic violence. And Toby's been so gracious to come up and help me. And as she comes walking down the hallway and into the warehouse, she's laughing. And she's saying, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna pack everything up. We're gonna get everything going. And everybody in the warehouse shifts because of her energy. And then she comes back here to San Diego and leaves us, and we have other workers walk through the door, and they don't come in with the same kind of energy that she comes in with. And I'll tell you, the day is very different. That's 5D awareness. Toby knows that she has the power within herself to shift when she understands the fourth dimension of frequency and process, that a smile, a laughter, dancing can change the entire warehouse. That is 3D, 4D to 5D. Now I want to introduce one more thing. It's called 6D. And in the sixth dimension, that's where transformation takes place. That's where you can take a warehouse where everyone's not happy to be there, nothing's going right, nobody got the orders out, boxes were packed incorrectly, and somebody cut their finger. You can take that and transform the entire situation so everybody's laughing and music is going. And that's the ability, once you understand, that's the sixth dimension. The seventh dimension is enlightenment. And I'm told that's where I vision Jesus and Buddha and Siddhartha and Allah are all standing around, joining each other and laughing because they're enlightened. The eighth dimension is really easy. It's eternity. And I always remember this one because if you take the letter 8 and you turn it sideways, you've got the infinity symbol. The ninth dimension is complete knowledge. This is the I am. This is when you know you are part of Source. And the ninth dimension takes you back down to the first dimension for the first time, to return to the place that you began, but know it for the first time. And that takes us to 10 dimensions, which I previously talked about. String theory has the math to back that one up. Don't you love it when science and religion, or science and spirituality, come together and merge? I absolutely do.
Absolutely.
And this was an interesting part of the whole process as we were learning about this, is that I do love Tesla, and he does talk about 369 and the magical numbers. You can only get to the ninth, you can reach God through the sixth and the ninth, the third, the sixth, and the ninth dimensions. So what does that mean? That means we're all here with bodies, right? In our 3D dimension. When we understand the 4D and the 5D, and we use them to transform ourselves in our lives, we step into the human potential, the Great Awakening.
Beautiful. There we are. Beautifully said. Gino, can you go to the next one for us? Thanks. So go ahead. How do we do this, Catherine? How do we, in our daily lives, how do we go from 3D to 5D?
There's a lot of ways, but the best way I have found is backed up by Heart Math Institution in California, and it's called heart-brain cohesion. You connect them. You get the heart and the brain going together. So feelings is the language of the heart. Dr. Joe Dispenza says this all the time. The language of the heart is your feelings. Language of the brain are your thoughts. So I've often said when I would teach my students music and dance, you can say to a puppy, I love you. I love you. And the puppy is not going to do anything but look at you, right? Because the puppy doesn't read your words. The puppy reads your heart, your feelings. So when you connect your feelings with your brain, that brings you into coercion. I believe, this is the world according to Catherine right now, that can connect you into the sixth dimension.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And we're gonna share some tools about that, the brain-heart coherence. And some of our favorite people, some of our favorite teachers, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton.
Bruce Lipton, Biology of Belief.
Yeah, so if you want to dig more into Heart Math Institute, these are some of our favorite teachers. They all talk about brain and heart coherence, and it's actually really simple to get there. But in our society, we have so much overvalued the brain and the intellect, but that the intellect lives up here, that we've disconnected from our hearts and from our bodies. And there's so much wisdom in the heart and in the bodies. So we're gonna do a couple things tonight to connect those two.
All right, so there's lots of tools you can use. We've just picked 6 tonight to go over. Tools that will help you both raise your vibration and change your state. It's real important to change your state. You know, when you get in a mood, you're one of those moods. What happened? Oh, I'm in a mood. How come? Because a year ago, I fell off a ladder. Or a year ago, my husband cheated on me. Or what happened? 10 years ago, my business failed because my partner stole from me. Can you get out of a mood like that? Well, we previously said that this right there is here tonight is the audience that believes you can. You can shift like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a really great way to presence yourself. I love what you said, because it's like so many of us are living in the past and from past pains and from past traumas and things that happened in the past. But we're here in today, and we get to change our experience of this life every single moment. And so these are some great ways to connect your brain and your heart, to get present. And we started with one of them tonight with Gino's amazing song with dancing. Didn't everybody feel good? I heard some people say when they came into this building, wow, it feels good in here, right? And you can feel it when you walk into a room where it's happier and it's lighter, and you can also feel the opposite. Like if somebody's just had a fight in a room and you walk in and you didn't actually know what happened, can't you feel that? Have you guys experienced that before? Yeah, that's energy, baby. So one of the quickest, these are some of the quickest ways to change our frequency, our vibration: exercise, dancing, laughter. Laughter is probably my favorite. Catherine said no, but I really wanted to make all of you guys laugh with me tonight, because it is like.
And I'm not the boss, so let's all laugh.
Okay, I know most people are awkward, just laughing on the spot, but it's one of my favorite things to do, because sometimes I have no inhibitions. I'm that girl in the elevator that talks to all the people and that says inappropriate things because it's fun. So, but laughter, I mean, have you guys ever had that experience where you're laughing and then other people start laughing because it's contagious and nobody even remembers what you're laughing about? That is raising your vibration. That is head and heart coherence. That is pure presence and pure joy. Those are the frequencies that life is really about. Love that.
And there's a little trick here that if you want to grab it, find a memory. I have a couple. I don't tell them. They're just mine, and they make me smile. So if someone beside me is in one of those moods, you know those moods that people get in, that no matter what you do, they're just not going to get out of that mood. You just step over 3 feet, pull up the memory, and have the laughter go inside your body. The other person doesn't even needs to know what's going on. That can be just your little tool to go straight up.
Yeah, I love that so much. We get to choose what we focus on. So some other ways to shift our state are meditation.
And the beautiful thing about the council has taught us, and taught me particularly, because I thought that I needed to meditate a certain way with a certain pose, and I wasn't thin enough because I have a Buddha belly, and so I couldn't meditate that way. And they basically said, Catherine, there is no right or wrong way to meditate. Meditate is going in, and you can go in stopped at a red light. There's great different modalities to teach you how to meditate, and all of them are right. None of them are wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they actually said to me I said, I've been really struggling with my meditation practice, I was saying to the council. And I said, I haven't been meditating lately. They said, you meditate all the time. Aren't you talking to us all the time? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Every time I'm talking to spirit, I'm meditating, right? I'm going within. I'm asking questions. I'm curious. And I had this grandiose idea that I just have to sit there in a chair and be quiet and not be moving, and no thoughts going on in my head, but that's not the reality, thank God. So
and can we also know that this is going through the dimensions? If you're in polarity, the second dimension, there has to be a right and a wrong way to meditate, right? If you're in 3D, you're going to have the experience of meditating and the awareness of it. If you're in 4D, you're aware of frequency. Now you start to understand that you can meditate any place, anywhere, anyhow.
Yeah. I love that. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. When we can apply these dimensions everywhere in our lives, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But grounding
Yes.
is another beautiful way, and we can ground by being in water. We can ground by connecting to the earth, by taking off our shoes, by walking in the sand or on the grass. And we don't even have to do that to ground. You can ground by sitting in a chair, closing your eyes, and doing some breath work.
Yes, but there is something to be said about putting your feet, your bare feet, or your feet in leather sandals on the ground, on Mother Gaia, because there is electrical magnetic connection there that does increase the flow of energy into your body, which then helps your body heal.
Yeah, absolutely. The Schumann resonance.
Yes.
Yeah. And breath work is one of my favorite ways to quickly change your state, because you can do it anywhere. I mean, I know, say you're in the DMV and you're like, wow, this is really low vibration. I want to raise my vibration. You're probably not going to get up and start dancing, right? I mean, more power to you if you are. I mean, that would probably be something that I would do. But but breath work is just, it's such an easy and like subtle way that I'm going to do. For those of you who have come to this night several times, and we usually do like a laying down, those of you who brought your blankets and your bedding, we're going to do a couple different types of sitting up breath work tonight. So you've got some variety, but there's a lot of different ways that you can breathe and shift your state, that we can shift out of stress and into relaxation, just like that. And we'll talk about that in just a little bit.
Or if you've got an answer, you've got a question, you want the answer, you can use breath work to take you into that meditative state so you can follow your own intuition. You can hear your own guides. And that is the awakening. The awakening is to bond each person with their higher self.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
All right, so now we've given you all these ways and all these tools. How do you start? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Yeah. So we found this beautiful quote from Heart Math Institute. I really recommend that you figure that if you don't know anything about them, research them out. They've done a wonderful work in helping to uplift and educate the planet. You want to read that one for us?
Yeah, so Heart Math Institute found that 5 minutes of feeling love and care strengthen your immune system for up to 6 hours, whereas 5 minutes of feeling angry can weaken and suppress the immune system for 6 hours. So the takeaway here is that love releases very powerful, beneficial chemicals into the body. And which do you want? You get to choose. 5 minutes, that's it, for a 6-hour benefit.
And we do have heroes. We talk about them a lot. They're Dr. Joe Dispenza. We both had the opportunity to meet Bruce Lipton. That was amazing. And Greg Braden. And I know that Dr. Joe and Greg Braden have said this in one of the talks that I attended, so it's always beautiful when I find synchronicity between people I admire, that they're all doing similar or same things. Both of those gentlemen get up at 4 and 4:30 in the morning, and they start their morning out with this 5 minutes. Dr. Joe says he goes a little bit longer till he gets it done, but what they do is they create their day in their mind. They take 5 minutes, and we know from Heart Math Institute that it'll go for 6 hours. Would you invest 5 minutes for 6 hours of positive? Yep, I would, and I do.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're back to the same quote that we began with. Tesla. If you want the secrets of the universe, I'm a girl who loves secrets, and I live in the universe. I'm grateful it's a free will universe. Think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. I chose this slide, even though I knew we'd had the previous slide, because I want you to look at the light and all the colors and realize all of that's available to you. You don't have to get hit by a diesel truck. You don't need to have 3 near-death experiences. I'm here to tell you and promise you this is available to anybody and everyone who will move from the 3D to the 4D to the 5D. And hopefully we've inspired you to go into the 6D, because that's where transformation.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. So now we're going to go into the shake things up a little bit. I see some like kind of lowered energy. Maybe we need to dance again. Who wants to dance?
Scott's going, nope.
Nope.
Although I did see some really good dancing up here in the front row. That was really
For
good.
sure.
I almost came over and
He
danced.
leads the Fire on Choir on Fire. Well,
No?
he's in. Oh, she leads it, but he's one of the star performers.
Okay. That makes
Right
sense.
here in our front row. Okay, so we're going to shift into some breathwork practices. So we're going to shift our state. So if you can just give us a quick moment as we move to chairs. Are you guys learning anything tonight? Yeah? Anybody want to reflect back anything that you've heard, or does anybody have any questions? Maybe what's your favorite thing you've heard tonight?
What's your biggest takeaway?
Biggest takeaway? Yeah, Chris?
Just a reminder that thoughts cause feelings, that cause action.
Yeah.
And what you focus on.
Yeah, for those at home, he's talking about the belief action cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. That whole cycle yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
I'll say that part of my vibration has been a little lower about something I've been trying to like get my heart back open. So like today I was really like focusing on that, doing stuff for that, and then I just noticed that a lot more people are attracted to me today. Like you could see them looking at me, like everywhere I went, people were like looking at me, and I was like, oh, interesting.
For those at home, Scott was talking about how he was opening his heart and realizing that people are more attracted to him. Look at that. Anybody in the dating market out there? Okay. Thanks, guys, for that little transition. So we're going to talk a little bit about breath work. So I know many of you in this room have done it before, but can I just see a show of hands who has done breath work before? Any type of breath work? Okay. Okay, everybody in the room. Awesome. Okay, cool. So this may not be new information for you, so bear with me. We do have a lot of people who are dialing in or watching the live stream from home, so we're going to just talk a little bit about breath work. So what is breath work? It is controlled breathing. That's really, it's as simple as that. The original term for breathwork was actually a term that was coined in the 70s by Stanislav Grof. And it's originally pranayama, which is a practice that is about 6,000 years old, that yogis used to sit in meditation and do controlled breath practices to ascend, to get closer to God, to open their energy bodies, and all these amazing things would happen for them. And so pranayama is the expansion of life force energy, that which animates us, that runs through us all the time. So when we do these controlled breath practices, we can have these really magical experiences with everything that's within us. Remember, magically you? We have everything we need inside to go anywhere we want to go. So some of the positive impacts of breath work, we know there's physical, mental, emotional, and for tonight's purposes, I'm just going to focus mainly on what we're doing here tonight, because we know there's hundreds of benefits of breath work, so it relieves stress and anxiety. So very quick way to shift out of sympathetic nervous system, which is the stress nervous system, into the parasympathetic, which is the rest and digest. And I remember it from S, stress, and P, peace. So from sympathetic to parasympathetic. And the quickest way to do that is to elongate our exhale. Okay? So let's all do that together really quick. So let's just close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose, breathing all the way down to the bottom of your belly. And a slow, long, controlled, open mouth exhale. Empty out all the way. Again, in through the nose, filling up. And a slow, open mouth release. Beautiful. Do you guys notice a shift in your energy? I saw a couple of yawns in the room. You can come on back. So that was 2 breaths. Who felt a shift in their energy? Yeah, 2 breaths. So you can imagine if you do this a little longer, which we will, don't worry. How much that can really change our state. It's pretty amazing. So it can also help to calm that overactive, busy mind, expand your awareness, which is something that we're doing breath work right now in preparation to get everybody grounded and everybody's energy bodies open to receive the channeling experience of the council, because it is a vibrational experience as well. Right, so we want to get everybody's energy bodies in unity, that brain and that heart coherence. So it helps to release limiting beliefs and negative thoughts, right? So that we can go from that 3D to that 5D and 6D actuality living. Can provide peace and harmony, open the heart, brain and heart coherence, and elongate the brain waves, which we'll be talking about brain waves shortly. But it's a really beautiful way to drop ourselves into alpha and theta brainwaves. And theta, for those of you who are not aware of the theta brainwaves, is that's where we can rewire our brains. That's where we can get into the subconscious mind and change the experience of what we're thinking, what we're feeling, that whole belief action cycle. We want to do that through the theta waves, which we can get there through meditation, we can get there through breath work. And that's all I'm going to say about breath work. This is a very short lesson tonight. And then we're going to do some practices. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. So has anybody here done alternate nostril breathing before? Cool. Lots of people. I love this crowd. You guys always say yes to these things. Okay, so we're going to take our thumb, take your right hand, lift your thumb, and your ring finger. Okay? So go ahead and place your thumb on your right nostril and inhale through your left, filling up. And hold for a moment. 1, 2, 3. Now take your ring finger and cover your left nostril and exhale out of your right. Good. And now you're going to inhale through your right. Cover it with your thumb. Hold, shift, and exhale out of your left. Inhale through the left. Shift. Exhale out of the right. Nice and slow. Keep going on your own as you inhale. Switch. Exhale. Inhale. Switch. Exhale. If your eyes are not already closed, close them and keep going. This is a way that we balance the hemispheres of our brain. As the oxygen goes from our right nostril into our left brain and through our left nostril into our right brain, we are oxygenating both hemispheres of our brain, creating unity and coherence in the left and right hemispheres. Do 3 more rounds on your own. And when you're done, you can remove your hands and come on back. Beautiful. I like to do this practice when I first wake up in the morning or when I'm stressed. Anytime you feel a little off balance, this is a really great way to ground and come back to your center. Okay. How's everybody feel? Yeah, like you need a tissue? So again, that's alternate nostril breathing. And now we're going to do 4-7-8 breath, which many of you have probably heard of before. So breathing slowly through the nose causes the nerves in the nose to shift, causes the nerves in the nose to shift into a slower rhythm, which triggers important parts of the brain to slow down. And we probably all need our brains to slow down. We are going 1,000,000 miles a minute at this time in our lives and our society, and our phones are dinging, we get emails, all these things. We're like on edge, right? We're always on. So just breathing through the nose, just like we did, can help the brain to slow down. And also, extending the exhale, making the exhale longer than the inhale, increases both theta and alpha brain waves, which is where we want to be. So let's do some 4-7-8. So we're going to do this together. I'll count at the beginning, and then we'll go into our own practice. So we're going to inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, and exhale for a count of 8. So everybody go ahead and close your eyes. And take a deep breath in through your nose on the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, in through the nose, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale out of the mouth, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more round, in through the nose, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keeping your eyes closed. Take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose, filling up, and out through the mouth. Keeping the eyes closed, I'd invite you to think of your favorite memory. Some time where you felt really loved, at peace, comforted. Maybe you were laughing, you felt joy, or you were in your favorite place on vacation, at the beach, in the mountains. A memory that feels special to you for whatever reason. Good. Lock onto that memory and keep focusing on that memory, transporting yourself back to that time. And again, inhale through the nose, filling your belly up all the way. Hold at the top, focusing on that memory. Exhale out of your mouth, long and slow, focusing on that memory, transporting yourself there, seeing the sights, hearing the sounds, smelling the smells, feeling the feelings. Inhale through the nose. And hold the top. Focusing on that memory, really bringing it to life in your mind, in your body, in all of your senses. Exhale slowly out of the mouth. Good. One more. In through the nose. Really doing your best to be there in that memory, right here, right now, holding at the top. Exhale out of your mouth, feeling all the feelings from that memory. Beautiful. Take a couple normal breaths. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, you can gently come on back and open your eyes. Beautiful. How's everybody feeling? Good? Good. Awesome. Thank you. Beautiful work, everybody. Everybody looks really relaxed in the room, and I imagine at home as well, which is the perfect space to talk about a little bit about what is channeling and who is the council. Well, we've learned about the council. We learned that they're your friends and that they are highly evolved beings who are here to guide our planet, who want the best for all of us, for all of humanity. And as Catherine mentioned before, they talk to many channelers, anybody who will listen to their messages to help guide us, to help the planet ascend, and to help each of us ascend in our lives. Yeah.
Beautiful. Does anybody have questions about channeling before I go get the counsel?
Should we talk a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, because there's several different ways to channel, and I do channel 3 or 4 different ways. Tonight you're going to see me channel, and that I'll actually step aside, and my consciousness goes, usually it hangs out about right here. We do have Toby's guides and my guides that are protecting. I also can channel by staying in my body, and they just give me information that comes in through the back of my head. Sometimes if you were one of my students or my children, that wasn't very fun because I could hear things and know things that possibly you did not want me to know. I think my husband's had a couple of those experiences as well. So I do channel that way where I stay present and it comes in through the back. I personally think that every human being channels. I think you all channel. I think every great artist channels. I think some of the athletes that are doing fantastic things, they channel. So I am a big believer that channeling is just connecting you with source energy.
Absolutely. Flow state, when you said the athletes, when people are in flow state, they're channeling. They're in that open brainwave space, and they're allowing spirit in, and it's a co-creation. It's really a co-creation. So when you invite the council in, they're co-creating with your energy, right? And sending a vibration, a frequency through your vocal cords, and then you
translate.
You translate the messages so that we can understand in English what's happening.
So I naturally did this as a child. Going on, it was my way to amuse myself or stay. I'm the fifth child of 11 children, so you can imagine what our household was like. My parents were divorced when I was 2, and so it was yours, mine, and then my parents went to Romania and adopted 2 more children, so it was ours and theirs. So we had a lot of kids growing up. So I would go and channel, but I didn't know back then that that's what I was doing. I was just creating a world of my own to deal with some of the stuff that didn't fit in the dogma that I was being taught. And Joe Dispenza, who has done a lot of great work with brainwaves, and we now know that there's another state of brainwave called gamma waves. So real quick, will you go through the 4 brainwaves?
Yeah.
And that's how what I call the transfer is using these brainwaves. And I've now recognized that science has given me a name for it, something I did throughout my childhood and my early 20s. I did go underground for all of my 20s and 30s and didn't tell a soul, got divorced a couple of times, had a couple of custody battles, and basically walked away from my gifts, my spiritual gifts. Then when I met my current husband and had some life changes, I went back to the place that I once knew, and now Dr. Joe can tell me what I had been doing all along.
Yeah, so when we are in our day-to-day lives, we're in beta. When we're thinking, we're very much in our conscious mind. We're in doing, we're in action, we're in beta. When we're very stressed out, we're in high beta, right? So there's different layers inside of each of the brain waves, but just think of beta as like the doing, conscious mind, thinking. We're in beta. And next is alpha. And I would say most of you are probably in alpha. Alpha is like the learning state. It's a slower brainwave. We're open, we're receiving. When we start to sit down to meditate, we're in alpha. And then when we get into deeper relaxed meditation or in deeper breath work, we go into theta. And when we're dreaming, we're also in theta. Remember, theta is the magical brainwave where we can go in there and rewire the brain, where we can get into the subconscious mind and make changes. And beyond that is delta. And delta is when we're asleep, deep asleep and not dreaming. And then gamma, as mentioned, is actually the highest, the fastest brainwave, and that's when we're having a spiritual experience. Yeah.
Yep, love it.
Yeah. So Catherine actually chunks down her brainwaves, and you'll see her do it if you want to talk through that.
Sure. So I'm in beta right now, not high beta. That was great breath work, Toby. I went right down. In fact, I had to remind myself, wait, come back up. We will be channeling soon. Do not hit the floor. So I chunk down, and you'll notice that my body goes into another relaxed state, and then I keep going. I can feel the energy as it comes into my body, and it feels a little bit like a dance, like a sway. And I've been told, my head nods. We have started recording it, so I have seen myself a couple of times. That was a fun experience. And then, so as I chunk down, I start out at beta, I go to alpha, I go into theta, and so it feels like I'm just about to fall asleep, and that's when I let the council know I'm ready for the transfer. And it's this really beautiful, smooth transition to where they come in. They take, at first, they only took possession of the upper body. That was due to my own beliefs, not to their abilities. I didn't think they could take the whole body. We were so excited, what was it, 3 weeks ago, when they challenged me and said, let us walk the body. And that was a huge trust on my part. And we were in the middle of a convention, and we walked the body. They walked the body all the way down the hallway, turned around and smiled at both Mark and Toby, and then brought me back in. So that was very interesting. Tonight is going to be my first time channeling with a microphone. So I've never done that before. So there's a couple of firsts. Yeah. So like Toby said, I start out at beta, I chunk down to alpha, I chunk down again to theta, and right before I fall asleep, I do a transfer and they come in. When they're ready to go, that part, they take care of. So they leave, and all of a sudden I come back in and take a breath.
Yeah, beautiful. So we have a microphone up here for everybody. So the way they work is they come in and they want to hear from you. They want to hear what questions you have. And they will answer your questions in a way that serves everybody in the room. So they use it as an opportunity to teach and connect with everyone as well. So
Disinfecting.
So I know a couple of you have questions in mind. So
and then if anybody online,
Online, yeah.
can they type in something and someone will read that for them?
Yep, absolutely.
Is that available?
Yep, that is available. So if you're at home, if you want to type your question in, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, we have somebody here that can read your questions. Yes, Scott.
Are there any guidelines on the questions?
Just as we said before, they don't tell your future. It's not fortune telling. You can ask something about your personal life. You can ask something, bigger questions about the nature of spirituality, humanity, that kind of thing. And yeah, anything else?
So basically, anything you want to ask,
Anything.
they'll talk.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Yeah.
No,
Stock tips.
I have asked for the lotto so many times. They say, no, honey, your frequency isn't quite there yet.
Yes. Yes. So yes, when the council comes in, they usually say, "Are there any questions?" But if not, I'll invite people up to the microphone at that point. Okay.
So I just want to express gratitude to y'all for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm looking out at the audience at all your gorgeous faces, and you usually give me a smile back, so it's so great. Thank you so much for making this a great experience. I am going to move this and ask that you bring it back.
Got it.
All right, is everyone ready? I'll go get the council. All righty.
Got it. Hi. Thank you.
Hello? It is good to be here tonight. We see some familiar faces. What shall we talk about?
Whoever has a question, you can come into the microphone so those at home can hear you as well. Don't be shy. Come on up. Hello.
Hello. I have the ability to move my chakras, and I've had this ability for years and years. I don't know the purpose of it. Can you give me some ideas of what that purpose is?
Yes, we can, but we would like to know your name first.
My name is Paula.
Hi, Paula.
Hi.
Very nice to meet you. Can you elaborate on moving your chakras?
It is an energy vibration that I can consciously move from the base of my spine and have it travel up through the top of my head.
Yes. That is sacred secretion. You are doing something that has been on the planet many times. It was shut down 12,000 years ago and is being brought back. So you are ahead of the time. It is moving the energy, which sometimes is known as the Christ energy, moving that up your spine. It starts at the front and goes down to your sacral, goes back over and goes up the back of your spine. That just means you are in a spiritual being. Do you find it pleasurable in your life? Do you find that it gives you strength? Or is it something that concerns you?
It's not a concern. One story I can say is when I was in high school and I would see across the hall the guy that I had a crush on, my solar plexus would just jump around and that was painful.
Yes.
But it doesn't bother me. I'm aware of it, but I don't know how to use it, or is there a gift associated with it?
Awareness. Because you are so in tune with the energy in your body, you then can be in tune with the energy around your body. We invite you to go into your torsional field, learn more about your Merkaba body.
Merkaba body.
Yes.
Okay.
The Heart Math Institute, which Toby and Catherine have talked about and continue to talk about a lot, can show you about and teach you about the 3 feet diameter of your torsional field. We think you may have one that goes beyond 3 feet. This means that you are one who can transmute energy, which is very necessary on the planet right now. Meaning, if someone behind you in the grocery store has energy, maybe their heart is aching. Maybe they're frightened with all the changes that have happened in the world, with all the fear. You are one who can stand there with your energy because you are so versed in your chakras and the energy flowing through your body. You can transmute that energy into love. Now the person behind you in the grocery store will not know anything that's going on, but you can still serve and love the planet in that way. It just means, my dear, that you are advanced, and that is a good thing.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Who else has a question?
There's a question online.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this question is from Jeannie. She says, are my spirit guides with me, and will my healing be complete soon? And then also, will my intuitive abilities be unblocked as I heal?
Yes, your spirit guides are with you. They're always with you. The healing process is yours, Jenny. We cannot tell you whether you will heal or whether you will not heal. You see, it's not up to us. What we can do is point you in the direction of personal power, the direction of understanding the energy that flows and that you invite into your body. You see, healing is part of being in dis-ease. What's the opposite of being in dis-ease? Being in ease. Bringing in the joy, bringing in the higher vibrations, bringing in the love and the light will allow the body to heal. You see, the same energy that makes the body heals the body. The same energy that takes over and digests your food is the same energy that comes from source, from the first dimension and the ninth dimensions. When you embrace that energy, you will heal. Now, we do like medicine. We do think that if you break your arm, it's a good thing to go get help. So we advise that you work in unison with all the wonderful modalities that are on the planet, and you find the one that best connects for your body to heal. We suggest you start with belief. For everything that is ever created was first created in your mind, in imagination. We love it that you can finish our sentence with us. Was there a third question?
Just the two.
Just the two.
Come on up. Yeah. Thank you, Jeannie, for your question.
Hi, this is Scott.
Come up to the mic.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
This is Scott.
Hello,
Let's see.
Scott. We are familiar with you.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Great. Yeah, I was saying that I was going to just say I've been receiving guidance too, and actually done a little channeling recently myself, and that's been pretty cool. My question, I'm working a lot with the chakras too, and I'm working through the chakras on a deeper level right now, and particularly on the green chakra, and which to me actually doesn't relate as much to the heart as it does the liver. I see the heart being more pink, and but some of the guidance I got was to work with the green ray and learn more about the green ray. And so I'm wondering if you might be able to elaborate on that at all.
On the green ray?
Yeah, if you're familiar with that terminology.
Well, you see, you have to first elaborate, if you would please, on what the green ray means to you. So we can match your vibration.
Okay.
We can come to where you're at. When you say green ray, there's many different civilizations with many different opinions and thoughts about what the green ray is. Some say that the green ray is a negative energy, and some say that the green ray is positive. If you associate green with jealousy, then you would say that it would be negative, would it not? But if you associate it with Mother Gaia and plants and growth, you have a different frequency, do you not? If you associate it with plant medicine, you might have a different frequency there. So can you please?
Yeah, sure, of course, and I definitely agree with your. I also have the same dualistic ideology of the color, because I'm working with the chakras and their frequencies, and green is, about in the middle. And of course, when you're resonating at those higher frequencies, it is relatively lower. However, so the context, and I do understand, the positive aspects of it, natural healing, and the color green, natural healing, and the flow of energy really in particular as well. But the context here is more into stepping fully into the prosperity that I would like to see in my life. That's where in the green resonance that the part that I am working on.
So when you say prosperity, are you thinking of monetarily or prosperity in your life, in your health?
Yeah, I just more so having the internal picture of my life be reflected in the external. And yes, there is a monetary component to that because of the idea that the money can be empowering to live in the sort of way that you may want to live, or that I may want to live.
Money is just an exchange of energy. Whatever value you give money is what frequency you put out into the universe. You see, the universe is like the genie. You have a wish, that is their command. The universe is abundant. If you want abundance, it is yours. But here's the tricky part. If you send a message out to the universe that says, I don't have enough for that, or isn't that too expensive, or can you believe that so-and-so paid that for so-and-so? Are you aware that the real estate market's about to crash? If you have those thoughts and those frequencies and you send them out into the world, to the universe, and then you say, now I want abundance, now I want prosperity. You have given two different signals, two different frequencies, and one will cancel out the other. That's why we recommend that you continue your journey, because you do understand color. You do use it quite well. In addition to that, go deep into your subconscious mind and your thoughts. When you're aware of your daily thoughts, you can choose the thoughts that will bring the abundance into your life. You see? Mm-hmm. The green way will serve you either way. It is up for you to decide which way you want to be served.
Mm. Wow.
Okay,
Beautiful.
thank you.
And we commend you for the work that you're doing and your heart
Oh, thank you.
and your wonderment
Yes,
in the quiet resources of the morning hours.
yes.
That's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Our pleasure.
You as well.
Thanks, Scott.
There's another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this question is from an online person, Zoya Kaur.
Hi, Zoya.
Why am I not healing from physical illness? What do I need to do? Thank you.
Zoya, you are not healing because you are not aware of your frequencies. Do you all see a common theme here? Every thought you think, every belief that you have, whether you received it by your own or your parents gave it to you before you were 7, everything you do has a frequency, has an energy source attached to it. The world unseen is more powerful than the world seen. And you have not yet understood that as a whole. But there are some beautiful, beautiful star seeds on your planet right now that are helping rise that vibration. So what we recommend for healing is to find as much joy, as much gratitude as possible. Find gratitude for everything that happens in your life, even the stuff that is not pleasurable. The other day, Catherine was having a conversation with Mark, and she got a little bit pissy. And she was saying some things to Mark that was unkind. We said to her, look at his face. Do you like that face? She said, no, I do not. He does not seem happy. That is something to be grateful for. Not grateful that Catherine was pissy, but grateful that as Catherine looked at Mark's face, she had contrast. She likes it when Mark looks back with love and acceptance. Therefore, she began to be aware that it was her energy that she was giving Mark that was shifting that face. So she shifted and smiled and gave him a little kiss. He quickly forgave, and the love began to flow again. What we recommend is that you find this energy over and over and over again. It's called care. You care. Care about the person crossing the street. Care about the driver in front of you. We're working with Catherine because she gets so angry at people who cut her off on the freeway. Interesting, she lives in California. People cut her off all the time. And she gets angry all the time. We're helping her see, give love to that person that cuts you off, because that is the contrast. Then when someone lets you in, give gratitude. So to our reader, our participant, you will heal when you bring more care and gratitude into your life than you do fear, worry. Am I going to heal? Do you want to heal? We have a dear friend that passed away from cancer, and Catherine would ask us many, many times, how can we help? How can we help? And our answer was always the same. This is a free will universe. We cannot take cancer from you. What we can do is help you see that you have more power than you realize, because you can choose your thoughts. You see? Was there a third part to that?
That was it. Thank you. It was thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Iman, and I have two questions.
Iman, can you just come closer to the microphone so the people at home can hear you?
Okay, I have two questions.
Thank
The
you.
first is, as I wasn't born here in the United States, I feel I'm foreign all the time. I know like all human are one thing, but I'm trying to get involved in the community in this kind of things, but when people doesn't understand me, or I don't understand the language or the culture, I still feel foreign, and I don't want to live the rest of my life like this. I want to feel belonging. So what's your advice on this? And the second question is,
Let us answer the first one and hold the second one, if you wouldn't mind, please, because you asked such a beautiful question. And it's hitting close to Catherine's heart, because she felt like a foreigner for many, many years. Our advice to you is to find a Toby. If you can't find a Toby, become a Toby. You see, language is a very small part of communication. Very, very small. As we're looking at you, can you feel how much we love you? Can you feel that we see you very, very beautiful? Can you feel that? And that would be the place to start, my friend.
this is the second question.
Well, we're not quite done with the first question. May we continue on? See, you feeling like a foreigner, you're voicing what so many other human beings feel. You are not alone as much as you think you are. So many humans walk around lonely in a room full of people. Humans have lost their connection, but it's not lost for good. You can pick it back up whenever you want it. Learn to communicate with all the other senses as well, not just vocally with language. Smile. There you go. What a beautiful smile. Let your eyes tell the story. And we have one more piece of advice, and it's not just for you, it's for everyone. Be courageous. Step outside of your comfort zone. Our beloved Catherine is so outside of her comfort zone right now. Yet love is present. Love is here. Magical, miraculous things can happen when one has the courage to step outside of their comfort zone. So we commend you, because you have indeed stepped out of your comfort zone to ask that question. You have another for us?
Yeah, the second is when you were talking about love, like how someone knows love if he didn't experience it as a child or as a like partner. How can you give this? Because I have kids, but sometimes I question if I love them or no. Like, I don't know if what I'm giving them is love or what I'm receiving them. Like, how to know this is love.
That's a beautiful question, and we love it that you've asked it. We'd like you to think about another word than no. If we take the word no, if you know love, and we put the word remember, you see, dear one, you are love. You came from source energy. And when you remember that, you step into your greatness. You step into the power that created the children that you love. And we know that in this duality that you live in, this 3D world that you live in, you're not always going to love them. Because part of this experience is contrast. Part of this experience is the polarity. So there are moments when you say, aha, this is not love. What I am feeling right now for my children, or my dog, or my husband. There are times Mark will look at Catherine and go, you're not loving. And she says, you're right, I'm not. At that moment, she's not. However, there are moments, Mark, when Catherine looks at you and you know that she loves you. And that's the duality. That's traveling through the second dimension into the third, into the fourth. The fifth is the awareness. When you remember that you are source having a human experience. And you remember your greatness. You go beyond what your parents taught you and their grandparents and your great-grandparents. And you step into your own divinity, your own greatness. Out of that, you become a conduit for love. You generate love, and then you let it flow through you. Do not wait for someone to give you the love that you already have. Remember that you have it. Bring it to the surface and share it with as many people as you can. That is the Great Awakening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have time for one more question, and I know some people on this side of the room. Okay, is it okay if we go a little? Is
Yes, yes.
Catherine okay with that?
We are.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Please tell us your name.
Cynthia.
Hi,
Cynthia.
Next step to higher frequency and happiness. Any suggestions to, hiring my frequency and happiness?
Are you asking us to give you a step to raise your frequency and become more happier? Is that the question?
Or guidance, yes.
It's going to be a little bit of a repeat.
Yeah, we talked about some tools earlier tonight about how to raise your vibration and shift.
But here's the beautiful part. You already have it.
Mm-hmm.
It's already flowing in your body right now. Once you open your belief that it's there, it's like the split test theory or the shortest cat experiment. Is that correct?
I don't know that one. Shortest cat? I know the split
Shorter.
test.
It's the cat. Is the cat dead or alive? You don't know
right.
until you open the box
Right.
and see it. The split test. Is it a wave or a particle? You don't know until you make the choice. You see, when you make the choice to be happy, happiness can flow to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. May we say, you have a beautiful necklace
Thank you.
that has a lot of love in it.
Thank you.
You are loved, dear one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Thank you for coming tonight.
Oh, our pleasure.
My name is Emilio, and I wanted to know, Does everyone have a specific higher purpose on this earth? And if so, how do you discover it?
The answer to that is yes. Everyone. So we'd like to explain a couple of things. You human beings, we're very excited to come and be human beings. You have forgotten that little point. There are many, many in the universe would trade places with you in a second, for this is an amazing, exciting time to be on the planet. What was your second question?
How do you, there is, how do you discover that higher purpose for being here?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Let's go backwards. We got excited about the human beings. When you chose to come to the planet, you met and you decided your life's purpose and your life's plan. You agreed which parents you would come to. You agreed, and this is a tough one for Catherine. She says, "You mean I chose to get married 4 times?" And we say to her, "Yes, dear, you did." "You mean I chose to have 2 custody battles?" "Yes, dear, you did." She still to this day has a tough time with that one because she says, "What the hell was I thinking?" Oh, we hope we can say that word. What was I thinking? When I chose this, you chose your life, as did all human beings here. We'd like to say that every human being remembers what they chose, but that would not be accurate. So many of you human beings forget the life that you chose. You forget your purpose. However, you have a line that connects you directly to Source. Let us repeat that again. Every human being has a line that connects them to Source, because every human being is part of Source energy. That is the great design, that was the great plan, that is the great plan. How do you find out your life's purpose? You connect yourself to Source energy and thereby increasing your intuition. Your intuition, there are times Catherine is driving, Toby can testify to this, and all of a sudden, her intuition will tell her to stop. She stops, and a car whizzes by. Thereby, she avoided yet another accident. It's that intuition that will tell you. Her intuition told Catherine to call Toby when she did not like Toby. Her first encounter, she did not like Toby. But the intuition said this person's going to play an important role in your life. The day she met her husband, Mark Bell, her intuition said, stop what you're doing and go apply for that job. And she met her beloved sweetheart. When you increase your intuition, it starts to tell you what pathways to take, where to go. And then as you listen to it once, it becomes stronger. Listen to it again, even stronger still. Listen to it now. It'll get to where you're listening to your intention 24/7. You see?
And then how do you connect with your spirit guide? Is it kind of the same thing?
It's a little bit of an anomaly because you don't need to connect to your spirit guides. They're connecting to you. What you need to do is listen to them.
Okay.
And the way that you listen, we know you are so connected with us. You almost could come give this talk with us, could you not? We love you. It's great to have your energy here. When you connect to your spirit guides, it comes in the form of you listening. Now, they're not going to come down and speak English to you.
Spanish?
No. In fact, they will use the more sophisticated language called the language of feelings. Listen to them. When your guides don't want you to do something, the energy will shift and go to your lower chakras. You'll get that pit in your stomach. When your guides want you to do something, your heart will expand and race. Your breath. You'll get this excitement. That is your guides. The guides can talk to you more easily 2 moments: when you're falling asleep and when you're waking up. Those are prime moments. Connect with them. Let that be the first thought as you come to consciousness. Say hello. Catherine has given her guides a name. Toby has named them as well. Call upon them. They do not care what name you give them. Catherine had a guide named Ariel who helped her through her custody situations because Ariel had been in a custody situation as well. It had been 500 years prior. She was a Native American Indian, but she still understood the mother's heartache when she has to share her children, or gets to share, however you want to look at it. You see, intuition is how you connect with your guides. The most important thing is to listen, for they are always connected to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Amelia.
you.
There are two people on Facebook that have been hanging out for a little bit. This is from Gloria Carpenter. Her question is, am I on the right path in my life?
Gloria Carpenter. Yes, my dear, you are on the right path. However, you are moving quite slowly. Pick up speed. How do you ask? How can I pick up speed? Many of the answers were already given to you tonight. They're simple. They're simple, simple answers that will be repeated over and over and over again. And that's the secret of going from the third to the fourth to the fifth dimensions. It is easy. It's not a hard equation. Gloria, we want to come to you as you sleep. We would love to connect with you and let you feel the love that we share from the divine source energy, for it's an abundant source. And in doing so, you will know you are on the right path, and you will move with speed and accuracy.
The next question is from Josie Angels.
Josie.
Josie, I would like to know if my son will find his way and become more independent as he gets older.
Your son's name? Do we have a name?
She didn't give a name.
Yes, yes. Josie, we did connect with you, did we not? That is not for us to say whether your son will find his way or not. What we can say is the love that you are flowing in your home, the way that you are opening your hearts to things that are beyond what your parents and your grandparents gave you. That is the best environment for your son to find his path. Those that are coming now at this time are coming with heightened awareness. Their gifts were more pronounced. That was necessary. But with that, in a duality, in a contrast, the way is sometimes harder, is it not? Also, the technology, the IT, children now, their brainwaves are being changed and shifted because of technology. It's allowing them to go faster and to incorporate more and to learn more. It's also disconnecting them from Mother Earth and the natural flow, the process side of things, which is the fourth dimension. So what we invite you to do as a mother who loves her son and wants the best for her children is to get them out into nature. Have them reconnect with source energy, for all of the answers lie in source energy.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
More online. This one's kind of similar to Emilio's, but maybe something can be added. It's from a Studio La Lune. I am a starred seed and often struggle with what my purpose in this world is. How can I find that purpose?
Welcome, starseeds. We love, 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 love. Shall we say it again? We love, love, love the starseeds. When the call went out in the universe, starseeds answered. What we would love to encourage all of you to do is to take the moments, even if you just start with the 5 minutes that both Catherine and Toby have recommended, that came originally from the Heart Math Institute, but Catherine and Toby have recommended them. It's in that surrendering to the 5 minutes that you give to imagination, to creation, to the world unseen, that the starred seeds can turn what's happening on the planet into an awakening. And when enough of you step into that power, the critical mass will shift, just like birds that are flying. They know when to all shift and go to the direction. It's that inner compass. Did we tell you that we love the star seeds? You are revered in our presence. We know that many of you have forgotten what it was like to be a star seed. We know that you came down in one of the most difficult time periods on the planet, with the most diversity and polarity and duality. Did we tell you we love the star seeds? We love you all, for you will change the course of this planet. You are currently doing so.
Okay, this question is from Mary Wynn. She says, "Hi from Arkansas. I wanted to ask if there was any spiritual connection to my irregular sleep cycles."
Hi, Mary Wynn. We love talking with you and seeing your beautiful face. Catherine is debating how much to answer that because she is particularly fond of Mary. Mary, your sleep cycles are because your guides are wanting you to remember your greatness and step onto the path that's going to help many. You are one who is spiritually enlightened, spiritually advanced, yet your frequency sometimes remains low. You doubt yourself, and in doing so, you invite in the lower frequencies, even though you know that you are a channeler and a healer. You know that you are psychic and have access to the spiritual world, to the world unseen. You're having hesitation and resistance into letting that energy flow into your daily life, and that's what we recommend. As you let it flow, your sleep patterns will be more of your own choosing. However, just as we woke up Catherine at 3:33 this morning to prepare her for this conversation, we would like you to maybe readjust and reframe that. Your sleep patterns are being different because you are connecting. Just like Catherine's beloved Dr. Joe Dispenza, with intention, chooses to get up at 4 in the morning when the rest of the world is asleep. He does this for this is the best time for him to connect and create the world that he wants. We suggest you be open to possibly doing the same. Mary, we love you. Thank you for asking your question.
And we have to bring the evening to a close. We've gone over time, and thank you, Gino, for that extension. Thank you all for your questions, for your curiosity, for your hearts, for your minds, for your awareness. And thank you so much to the council. I love you.
We love you. We love each and every one of you. We want you to know how amazing you are. If you could see what we see, you'd be quite impressed with yourselves. Much love and light to all. Till we talk again.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. And they're going to bring Catherine back. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming. We so much appreciate you joining us for this evening, and thank you so much to Catherine and to the council. What an amazing, amazing experience. And we will be back here the last Wednesday of March. And if you liked what you experienced here tonight, if you're curious at all about going deeper, we are creating one-day intensive workshops. And so please make sure to sign up on the mailing list in the back so you can be informed of those. We are scheduling in April and in May for those experiences. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming. And Gino, if you could put up the last slide for us. So we appreciate you joining us today in the third dimension. Remember to use your tools to increase your vibration, and may we all travel to the sixth dimension by way of the fourth and fifth dimensions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you.
Thank you, everyone.
Blessings. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And there's also a way to
And there's also a QR code. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to say that. All donations go to Universal Spirit Center. There is a basket in the back. If you don't have cash, on the screen you will find a QR code for donations and for those of you at home as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you to Gino and Universal Spirit Center for this beautiful opportunity. And we love you. We'll talk to you soon.
Catherine, thank you. I had questions, yeah, I will connect it to some other, I will.
Catherine, thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Such a pleasure. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
It was so nice to look out in the audience and you were looking straight back every time. I loved it.